Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to take 2 of our debut on Twitch. Fucking yesterday, oh my god, my XSplit is just dumb, and apparently you can't have the microphone and the speaker on if you're not using an actual microphone, because they like to copy each other, I guess.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Interfere.
So, everything we're talking about tonight, we talked about yesterday. We're going to talk about it again, because why the fuck not?
That way you can actually hear us talk about it.
Yeah, and maybe...
I even wore the same shirt for you.
I changed it up, but I'm still wearing the championship belt that I have won 3 months in a row.
Shut up.
Hey, you'll get it. Maybe. These next
was it 3 months in a row?
Yeah, it was 3 months in a row. It was the last 3. Because I was champion 2 months going in, and then SummerSlam, or Survivor Series.
Yeah, it has been 3 months.
That's alright.
Damn.
Hey,
and
3 months
and
is about...
I still came close.
Yeah, you were pretty close.
Ooh.
Like 2 points, I think, is what it was. But hey, I forgot to run this by you. For next month's season, we would have ended at, like, Battleground instead of WrestleMania. So I'm thinking 4 pay-per-views this season. That way we could end at WrestleMania, and then we'll 4 months from then on. So we can have 3 seasons a year.
3 seasons a year?
I think that works out better. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that yesterday, but I think that'll work, because that'll give us TLC, the Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then Mania. And Mania is where we bring the granddaddy of them all.
Dude,
which makes sense.
That is...
It worked out.
And by Mania, I should have that belt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the winner of Season 2, oh my lord, they are getting a prize.
This belt right now is, and I do that every time, just for monthly, you know. I mean, it kind of sort of represents monthly and seasonal for now, but this one will no longer represent seasonal once we get the monthly belt, or the seasonal belt. This will just strictly be monthly. But it'll be nice. We decided on the nice $1 million title.
Yep, it'll be a nice
have the money.
Big gold.
Woo! Alright, we're going to get things started by talking about the New Day stable.
You know, I wouldn't mind this stable so much if it weren't for the fact that I used to respect every man in that stable, and now they're choir boys.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I sing. I'm a choir boy. Biggie, fucking Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, no.
Yeah, they're not choir boys. They're not... I mean, they're wrestlers. They need to act like WWE superstars, you know. But their in-ring work has been
outstanding.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, and it always will be with those 3.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got the high flyer in Kofi Kingston. You've got the brains in Xavier Woods. He's a little bit more technical than the other 2. And then you got the power in Big E. It's almost like the Shield was as far as having everything.
Yeah.
But they're not going to have the it factor that's going to make the crowd behind
them.
Now,
it's not the Shield 2.0.
No, that's
Seth Rollins, J&J Security.
I love how they've dubbed them J&J Security. That's just hilarious.
Yeah. Speaking of dubbings, I hope they don't keep Eric Rowan's nickname.
Big Red? I don't know, I kind of like it. Big Red Rowan?
Yeah, except we've already got a Big Red Machine. I don't want to be reminded of a cinnamon-flavored gum or a red cream
Big
soda.
Red, then fuck you.
Or a red cream soda.
Because he's a ginger.
Yeah.
I get it.
That
cream soda has ginger in it sometimes.
Well, no, I was thinking the
anyways,
drink it's called Big Red.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I don't want to be reminded of those things when I'm watching him wrestle. No, I don't.
You don't like Big Red Gum?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that when I'm watching wrestling, I want to watch wrestling. But again, like I said, you've already got a Big Red Monster. You don't need Big Red. Find him something else. He still wears the fucking sheep mask. You can call him something else.
I think they'll probably stick with it just because they did it on SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
Or not SmackDown, main event.
Yeah, the main event. It was
Big Red. Hey, Philly fan, what's up? We're going to try to read chat as often as we can, but we've got a lot to talk about. If we focus on chat a whole lot, we're not going to get nearly enough covered. So if we ignore you guys, we're not ignoring you. We're just trying to find a good spot to stop and then address chat. So don't be offended by it by any means. Well, while we're talking about new stuff, you know, we have the New Day. We also have the new and improved Fandango.
Somewhat improved.
Somewhat improved.
You won't be truly improved until you stop making them dance. That being said,
Rosa Mendez
can dance all she wants.
Oh, yeah.
All she wants. Any day. I will hire her right now. Please.
Dude, I'd say I'd let her do it for free, but she probably wouldn't do that. But
yeah, hey. I don't. I think I'd have to shell out something. But Rosa, just holler at your boy.
He is single, ladies. But no, I am liking the new aggressiveness we're seeing out of Fandango. He seems a little more aggressive. I think he'll make a more serious heel run this time.
Yeah.
They just need to not squander his opportunities like they did, because he was red hot after Mania last year.
Oh, absolutely.
And it kind of went downhill.
Everybody was Fandangoing, and then he just got stuck in the mid card.
Yeah,
it's
something that happens. It's the mid card curse, though.
Well, what do you do when you are starting some guy out? You build them up strong, and they start working their way through the mid card.
Right.
Then they work their way through the mid card too fast because we don't have that developed of a roster, and they get up to the top tier guys, and you're like, well, these are the only ones where we can progress you to, but we can't have you go over these guys, because if you do, they lose some of their credibility, and we don't feel comfortable with that. So you're going to get to the top of the mid-card, and then you're going to sort of stall out. Well, you stall out, you fall.
Exactly. And Pilly, to answer your question, as far as remembering him in NXT, I didn't really watch NXT back then, so I can't really give an honest answer. I don't know if you did or not.
No,
but I heard he was red hot in NXT as well.
I've watched a few. Watched a few of the old NXT episodes.
What I've watched of the old NXT was still OVW or FCW, and it was the three members of the Shield in a triple threat match. This is one of the few matches I've seen from the old NXT. But we'll get to the Shield and all that later on. But yeah, Fandango, I'm liking the new intensity from him.
Yeah, the aggressive attitude, and I've always liked his in-ring work. I mean
that drop kick.
Yeah, it's amazing. The best drop kick in wrestling, bar none.
At least right now.
Better than Hogan's.
Well, of course. Hogan had 5 moves though.
Hogan had 5 moves. Fandango's got a very limited skill set, but that's only because we've only seen him in a very limited capacity.
And his matches are like 10 minutes tops. He hasn't been put in anything really long and lengthy.
You give him a legitimate feud, I think we could see great things out of Fandango.
Speaking of legitimate feuds, Jack Swagger and Rusev.
Yeah,
it's happening again. And I'm excited.
Yeah, Deja Vu. God.
I don't really look at it as much as Deja Vu because it's a new story. There's something new involved.
Yeah,
The
title, yes, but there's even more personal animosity now. Because
you took out Zeb Coulter.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, and this time was a little bit more heinous, I guess you could use.
Yeah, Zeb Coulter hadn't done anything, and Fandango actually beat Jack Swagger last night. Via forfeit.
Monday night, yeah.
Or Monday night, because it's Wednesday. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, we usually record these on Tuesdays, and we tried to do it yesterday, but we had a little bit of an issue. But I'm excited to see this feud play out. I'm hoping they can extend it for at least 2 months, till the Rumble, because they don't have to have an actual match at the Rumble, but
absolutely.
They could.
That would be...
Because you could see them twice that night. You could see them in a clash for the U.S. title and also in the Rumble match. Because the way the roster is, and there's also still been rumors that it's going to be a 40-man Rumble again this year, which...
Absolutely.
I don't know how well that's going to work out with the size of the roster, but...
Well, if we get a few surprise returns...
and maybe Sting.
Yeah, well...
I think Sting...
Not just Sting... But there's always legends involved, so
Snuka, Hillbilly Jim, you could have
Nash,
Rowdy Piper, there's a lot. We'll get to that in a couple months. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff like that.
Have Howard Finkel
my God.
Do the ring announcing.
Ring announcing would be fine. I thought you were going to say enter the match. I'm like, oh my God.
No.
Nobody wants to see that guy in a pair of spandex.
Have Howard Finkel do the ring announcing. Have Mean Gene on commentary.
Dude, that would be so great.
One more time.
Mean Gene and JR. That would be a dream.
We're not going to get JR.
I know we're not, but that would be a dream commentary table right there.
Oh. My lord. Mean Gene, JR. And while we're at it, let's just throw in Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone, he was the voice of WCW.
It's like, my God, can you believe that, Mean Gene? Holy balls! I can just imagine the two combinations the two of them could come up with. That was his favorite phrase at Legends House. If you haven't seen Legends House,
and Joey Styles. Let's throw him.
Oh my God! Can you believe that?
Just have a 4-man commentary table. And
Put
just
Taz
have,
in there. You gotta put Taz in there.
Yeah,
Joey Styles. Joey Styles and Taz.
Just have JBL just sitting off to the side like,
motherfucker stole my job.
The fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey.
JBL's freed up now. He can enter the Royal
JBL,
Rumble.
Cole, and Jerry Lawler can be on the Spanish announce table. We'll have to teach him how to speak El Español. But
JBL could enter the match.
Oh God.
And with 40 men, you can actually do that. Last year, we only had 30 men. So
JBL's purpose was cannon fodder for Roman Reigns, though. That's the only reason he's in.
Yeah, he had to be someone for Roman Reigns to eliminate
to get him
to 12. Get the 12.
But and I'm curious to see how long that record will stand. But we've kind of got off topic. Back to Swagger and Rusev, though. I think that feud being revitalized is good because there's really nobody in the horizons for Rusev, and he's a title holder. There needs to always be a feud involved with the title, no matter what. If you hold the title, you need to be in some sort of feud, or at least some sort of relevant storyline.
Yeah.
Sheamus
got legitimately injured.
Yeah, and see that's unfortunate.
Which, I mean that takes. Which he could be another surprise return,
depending on how well the surgery goes and how he can come back. But right now, the WWE is in a sense of disarray in the fact that they don't know who the fuck's calling the shots anyways. Because we've got... Hold on. May I have your attention, please? I just received an email. No, fuck that. We don't like that guy. We don't like the anonymous Raw GM coming back. I think it's kind of... Okay, it's kind of a good move because it's... Okay,
it was Cyber Monday.
We're not quite out of the woods yet, The Authority was out. We might finally get a good general manager. No, we're going to drag on this a little bit. So it kind of makes sense, but it's still like, why?
Yeah.
I mean...
And it made for a good... who else could have announced that it was going to be a tables match between Cena and...
Yeah, and this way...
Like, that made sense storyline-wise. And it made sense storyline-wise for Seth Rollins to come out and remind Cena of, hey, I'm telling you, what you need to do is bring back the Authority. Because otherwise we're going to get shit like this every week.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting, and as long as it's not Hornswoggle as the anonymous GM again.
Yeah, which they seem to have tried to willingly make us forget. Which, you know what, WWE, I'll play along. I'll forget that we found out it was Hornswoggle the first time.
As long as it's not him the second time.
Yeah.
Narwhal, thank you for stopping by for a little bit. We're going to try to leave answer chat as we can, kind of in between topics, just so we don't get too off track, because we've got a really lot to talk about tonight. We tried to do all this yesterday, but it didn't really work out for us. But if you leave some comments, we can maybe chime in with a few things here and there. But
and as far as playing the game, we do separately on our own accounts, like our other Twitch accounts.
I was actually doing it earlier today.
Yeah,
getting ready for my 64 Superstars run.
Woo!
I'm just not quite unlocked everybody yet, but I'll get there. But anyways, AJ Lee and the Bellas, though, that's another feud that's getting kind of interesting. The only thing is, I don't quite get part of it.
Why are they back together?
Really? Yeah, I mean, like, oh, hey, I'm gonna treat you like a total bitch and be a total asshole the whole fucking month that you're my servant, and then we're gonna be cool. You're gonna help me win the title, we're gonna be cool.
Wait, in the hottest way possible, by the way.
That was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking, she locked lips with AJ Lee, which is something every WWE Universe male wants to do.
AJ Lee locked lips with fucking Brie Bella.
Yeah. There's two things that every WWE fan that's a male wants to do. Maybe some females.
And then we saw Nikki have her arms up like this which puts chest out.
Hey, as bad of a match as that was as far as length, it made up for it in sexiness.
I know. Oh my god.
I give it a 3.5 stars in sexiness and a 1.5 star in
half
match.
star.
Okay, half okay,
star.
That's more half star in match quality. But hey,
1 move, pin.
2 moves. You have the lip lock, then the rack attack. The lip lock is now Brie Bella's finishing maneuver. I would not be surprised if we see this.
I'd tap out.
Oh, I wouldn't tap out. I'd be holding on for dear life. Like, put me in that again. I would be the only.
Maybe I said that wrong.
History.
Maybe I said that. Tap in.
Tap something. You tap something. That's
yeah.
for sure. I'd be the only superstar in history to not want to tap out ever. I wouldn't even try to get to the ropes. I just take it.
You know what I just realized? One of Daniel Bryan's older shirts said, "Sooner or later, everyone taps." And so it would be just an incredibly offensive thing to have that shirt on a poster and have it say, "Sooner or later, everyone taps," and then behind it, ... Brie.
I was just thinking, okay, imagine that shirt. I'm sure the WWE Universe sells shirts in XL, XXL. Imagine a fat girl wearing that. Sooner or later, everybody taps. No! Thank you! So, I'm a little bit perverted, but hey, that was... You said that, I had to just get it off.
Yeah, it's...
But I think AJ and Brie and Nikki...
They're putting together a nice little pure hatred storyline.
And that line that AJ dropped, talent is not sexually transmitted, that is the realest shit I've ever heard.
Oh my god. But she has definitely been taking fucking lessons from her husband.
There are times you want that to actually be true, though. I mean, wouldn't it be great if Brie Bella was just as great as Daniel Bryan? Or that, I mean, and you can't say that AJ Lee's not as good as CM Punk, because she's the best diva on the roster, hands down. So
close second would be Paige, and I'd hate to have to live on the difference between them. Paige, very, very technically sound.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what's
and she's only 21.
Yeah, you know what's a shame? The fact that Beth Phoenix left the company before we got the rebirth of the Divas division. I mean,
she would have dominated.
She would have dominated. Today's,
oh my god.
Today's, yes, but I mean, think Beth Phoenix versus Tamina, AJ Lee.
Oh god, endless possibilities.
Paige, Emma, just some immensely talented female wrestlers, as opposed to Beth Phoenix, who's outstanding, versus Kelly. Really? For like the 17th time? Why?
I think she's like her husband, boyfriend, fiance thing, Edge. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's ever going to come back just because she started a family. I don't think it'd be great to see her back. Maybe she'd be like a surprise return at something for like a day.
During the Rumble?
That'd be kind of... it wouldn't be the first time we've seen her.
No,
she eliminated the Great Khali.
She could totally do it.
That would be hilarious. But I think...
Didn't she use the lip lock?
She used the lip lock. She wasn't the first one.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on a little bit. I actually wore my shirt today. We have somebody returning soon.
When is soon? We're not entirely sure.
We know about
it will be
this
soon.
time, about a week ago, this time next month.
Yeah.
So, 2-3 weeks. Maybe TLC, maybe after TLC, but definitely for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
While we're talking about the Rumble.
I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited because I want to see that freaking apron drop kick again. I've missed seeing that. Seeing that at the house shows was just amazing.
Oh, it really was.
You will never experience anything like going to an event and seeing that shit live. And we went to one in Tulsa, Oklahoma City this summer, and it was absolutely incredible. But
we were in the third row. Oh my lord,
that was crazy. I'm still surprised we got that good a seat.
Oh, that was awesome.
But Roman Reigns coming back is huge for the company because it's one of their rising stars. Then we can finally get Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins because we know that needs to happen. We've already had Dean Ambrose and Rollins, so the next logical step is Reigns and Rollins. And I think that will be, obviously Reigns is going to go over because of the way the company feels about him.
Absolutely.
Which doesn't make any. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Rollins has had he's built so much momentum. A few losses to Reigns isn't going to hurt him at all because Reigns is a superpower.
Absolutely.
And he's a heel anyway, so it's not going to hurt his momentum. You know, a babyface losing to a heel repeatedly hurts his momentum. A heel losing to a babyface pretty often doesn't hurt him as much.
Not necessarily. I mean, and it definitely helps Rollins' case that he's got instant momentum in a briefcase.
And he's also facing John Cena at this pay-per-view, which we'll talk about that. But I think it'll be great seeing him back, and hopefully we'll get Daniel Bryan back soon. There's no real timetable on that, but Roman Reigns, his timetable is 3 to 4 weeks from now, maybe less, maybe sooner. Let's hope, because I'm ready to see the freaking. Well, they even have a nickname for him? I really don't.
Who?
Roman Reigns. Like, you've got the Lunatic Fringe, you've got the Architect, or the what are they calling it? The Standard Bearer. Now you've got Roman Reigns.
The future of the WWE.
You got Roman Reigns.
You've got
Believe.
The reign of the Roman Empire.
I think it's just going to be exciting. Another exciting part about Monday Night Raw, though, was tag team turmoil. We haven't seen that since what?
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
And I like it. I didn't like the fact that JBL didn't know how many teams there were.
Yeah, that kind of killed the momentum. Like, yeah, the Usos won it, and there's another team. But
spoiler alert.
Nope. Yeah, it's like, because literally, he's like, the Usos won. It's like, they didn't say that there were any, because they didn't ring the bell, and they said that, was it, who got, Kid and Cesaro have been eliminated. It's like, yeah, there's another team. But I guess we know who's going to win, because JBL dropped the ball. Mm-hmm. But let's go ahead and break that match down. You started off with the New Day faction, and it was represented by Big E and Kingston, and you had Goldust and Stardust, the former tag team champions.
Yeah, and I thought this was going to be a showcase for the New Day.
I really
like, and it started off looking like it.
It was in a way, but it wasn't. I mean, they started off, they eliminated the former tag team champions.
Oh, yeah.
Something huge in its own right. But they didn't make it very far into it. They were eliminated by a team that was just brand new, that wasn't even advertised. In Cesaro and Kid, which, let's talk about them real quick. Holy hell.
I like that tag team.
They worked good
You've
together.
got power, you've got speed and high flying, and you've got precision,
you got two heels working together, which is great. You know, it's not like, because Tyson Kidd, he's not one of those, like, the main heels that, like, is an asshole because, you know, he's treating everybody like, no. He's a heel because of the way he acts towards his wife.
Yeah.
It makes him a heel. Which is, you know, if you watch Total Divas, it fits. You know? Which, honestly, I think that whole situation is blown out of proportion. I think Natty's just being a little bitch, but hey.
I feel like it's also not just.
Well, I mean, obviously, it takes two to fight. Obviously.
I feel like it's also set up a little bit by the producers. I feel like
it's a reality show, of course.
There may be some disagreement going on between them, but it's nowhere near that level. However, if I'm proven wrong, Natty, that's your boy. He was. Oh my God, you were the best part of that tag team.
The only reason he wants you to call him is because he wants to go through the Hart family dungeon and try to prove himself.
I would love. I
would actually like the opportunity to at least go. That'd be cool. Even if I don't ever plan on pursuing a wrestling career, it would be really cool to see what those people go through.
Thing is, Hart family dungeon's been closed for a while.
Damn. But no, I mean,
Tyson Kidd was the last one to graduate.
Well, hey, maybe we could just learn something from him. I'm taking your side on this, TJ. Tyson Kidd.
I want to learn something from Natty.
But no, the New Day and Golden Stardust, it was a really sound match. It was, you know, it showcased a lot of the teamwork that Kofi and Big E can put together, which we've seen before.
It showcased
how much of a unit those two are.
It showcased Big E's personality too.
He doesn't work as a choir boy, but hey.
But he, as long as we can see, the thing that I didn't like about his last run was he didn't get very many opportunities to grab the mic. When he did, he showed that he's very powerful talker.
It just, like, when you're kind of new and making a name for yourself, they kind of don't feel comfortable probably putting you on the mic.
But he was great at it. And he's hilarious on the mic too.
Oh yeah.
And you see a little bit of that in the match when this was against Cesaro and Kid. He knocks, I think, Kid down, pulls out a freaking handkerchief, wipes away some sweat, and throws it away. I'm like, dude, that is...
It was perfect.
It was perfect. It fits the character. It fits the gimmick.
Yeah.
But, whew, that is hilarious. The comic timing, the comic mind behind that. The man's great. Showcase a little bit more of that. Showcase Kofi Kingston. Showcase Xavier Woods. Showcase their personalities. Let them shine through, even with this terrible gimmick, and I think it can work.
Yeah, it's not going to be one that you might remember it as being one of the silliest of the era, but you'll remember it, and that's the point. But the the New Day was eliminated by Kid and Cesaro, and then comes the Usos.
But only after
Golden Stardust came out and attacked Xavier Woods, distracting Kofi Kingston, allowing Big E to become vulnerable.
Absolutely, it was. And that was just a well put on match.
Absolutely.
And Kid and Cesaro won via a little bit of outside interference, which just fits them heel. You know, they garnered a little bit of heat because of it.
And the Usos are back in. You know, they're in the match with Kid and Cesaro, and I gotta say, Kid took that super kick midair like a champ. It was like boom. It was like, ooh, yep, that hurts. And he was of course out. But I thought it was great selling from him, and if they give him a shot, he can make a great mid-card run. I don't think he's going to be like the next big thing, no doubt. I don't picture him as the future WWE World Heavyweight Champion by any means, but him as maybe an IC champion or US champion, I can see it happen.
The fact that he's already had a run in the WWE on the main roster, I can't see him. I'm like you. I can't see him being main event, but he will go far.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
But yeah, I like the fact that with Stardust and Goldust interfering on New Day, or, distracting New Day, it throws the new guys into a feud, yeah. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce your name. Billy D fan?
Yeah, no, he said that a bit ago.
Yeah.
We covered it.
These guys are... That's going to be a good feud for them. I really like that feud. There you go. That's something we'll definitely be able to see as...
That's much better. Okay.
Sorry about that.
The Usos end up winning the match after defeating the Bunny and Adam Rose. We're not going to talk about that because we both hate those two motherfuckers. I think they're pointless. I really do. I think the fact that the Bunny is getting TV time is just absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, the Bunny's getting TV time. I'm not getting TV time.
You're obviously not contracted by the WWE, though.
That's true. That's true. I should probably not complain about that.
Exactly.
But no, Bunny, why is he getting TV time over, I don't know, fucking literally anyone else?
Zack Ryder.
Who?
Slater?
Awesome. Slater, who, by the way, we should probably mention, has a warrant out for his arrest.
What?
In Atlanta.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Apparently...
For what?
For assault.
Assault? Who the fuck did he assault?
A female security guard, allegedly.
What?
After WrestleMania 29?
Whoa.
No, 27.
Okay, hold on. Rewind. 3.5 years ago.
See, they've been investigating it. Just a second. I will read...
3.5 years ago!
I will read... Alright, police in Atlanta have issued an arrest warrant for WWE star Heath Slater for an assault that allegedly took place in 2011 following WrestleMania 27. WWE has been advised that a misdemeanor arrest warrant has been issued against Heath Miller, a.k.a. Heath Slater, but we have not seen a copy or been provided with the underlying charges, a WWE statement read per Mark Middleton of Wrestling Inc. Once this information is received by WWE, we will take the appropriate action. According to an original account of the incident, security guard Corinne Oliver accused Slater of assaulting her after he attempted to take her back to his room in an Atlanta hotel. When Oliver refused, Slater allegedly accosted her and began choking her. Doesn't really seem like something he would do, but that's the story that's being said.
What I don't understand is why it took 3.5 fucking years for this story to come up.
Let's see. A ProWrestling.net account of the incident says Oliver suffered damage to 5 vertebrae in her back. Oliver alleges other wrestlers saw the attack but did not intervene. She immediately reported the incident to her supervisors but did not file a police report until August, 3 months following the attack. Seems a little fishy there, too.
Absolutely.
The case has been pending since in the Atlanta court system. An initial warrant for Slater's arrest was filed in 2013, but was denied. It's unclear why prosecutors are comfortable going forward with the case now. So,
it doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
No, it doesn't. I mean, and WWE did not indicate in their press release whether or not Slater would continue to appear on its programming while the case is pending.
I honestly, if they kept him off because of this, I mean, even if it's just alleged, it's not a bad idea because you want to protect your stars, of course.
And you want to protect
your face,
your public relations. I mean, that's
like okay.
Because if it comes up and he does end up getting convicted for this, you don't want to have been promoting him while he's going to court for this.
If you get stabbed in the arm, you get a big old nasty ass, you're gonna hide it, right? You don't want to look bad. You don't want to look ugly. You know, you're insecure maybe. But that's about the same thing. I think it'll be funny if it's all bullshit. I mean, this is assuming it is bullshit. It could be real. What I find funny is the fact that it took 3.5 fucking years for this thing to come up.
Yeah, 3.5 years for an arrest warrant to be filed.
For sexual assault. Because that's sexual assault. They say assault, it's sexual assault.
Well, not necessarily sexual assault.
No,
he was trying to take her back to his room, but she refused, so he ended up just physically assaulting her.
Which makes it sexual assault because there was sex involved, kind of.
Sort of. The actual hands-on part wasn't sexual in nature.
It's still considered sexual assault.
But the way the warrant reads, it was just misdemeanor assault.
Okay.
I
think Slater will be fine if it's all real or what. Regardless,
the fact that it took her, even if she reported it to her bosses, it took her 3 months to go to the police about it. Seems a little bit off.
That's all I gotta say. That bitch is lying. Anyways,
it's like, hey, I'm 2.5 months pregnant, so I'm gonna go to a Rolling Stones concert and get really drunk with the band afterwards, or really drunk, and they're not gonna know, and then I'm gonna call up one of them and be like, hey, it's yours.
Yeah, if you're
but it doesn't work.
2.5 months pregnant,
we can do the math.
Yeah, we're not.
Something's off. 3 months.
How do we get off topic onto his? Oh yeah, we were talking about the fucking bunny, but yeah, the whole thing is just a clusterfuck. And we'll when we find more about it, we'll be sure to talk about it.
But yeah, Heath Slater, our thoughts are with you right now because I'm pretty sure you're
innocent.
He
didn't do it. I swear he didn't do it. All right. So the Usos end up winning, and after that match was hilarious because the Miz is trying to put the moves on Naomi, Jimmy Uso's wife, and Jimmy Uso later on in the night when Miz was in his match just comes and bitch slaps that motherfucker. Bam! Bitch slaps it.
It was awesome.
It was absolutely hilarious.
And that looked like a real contact slap too.
I wouldn't doubt if it was because you gotta think.
Even storyline.
Well, you gotta assume maybe sometimes they hide things. Sometimes they say, yeah, we're not gonna tell you what's happening. So maybe the Miz was like, okay, so I'm supposed to go talk to him. Does he know about this? No. Okay. So he goes, and he's like, wait, what the hell? What the hell? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna use this. Bam! Bitch slaps that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. They have a match on main event. Jimmy whips his ass. They have another match this Friday on SmackDown. I read the spoilers. I'm not going to go into that because we kind of have a no-spoiler policy as far as SmackDown. Because we always do it after SmackDown's already been taped. We don't want to spoil anything for you viewers who want to watch it. If you guys want to look it up, go for it. You can look it up on Bleacher Report. But they're going to have another match. They're most likely... Well, they've already been confirmed to collide at TLC. And I think that'll be a good match. Obviously, the champs are going to retain. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't see any point in putting it back on the Usos just yet.
Yeah, I mean, why? Who would they face?
They could face the New Day. They could face Cesaro and Kid. I mean, we've got a fairly decent tag team division now, better than we had 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
better than we had 2 weeks ago.
We've got the Bunny and Adam Rose, for God's sakes. That doesn't make it better, but it adds depth to it. So I mean, guess it's a blessing in disguise, probably. I don't fucking know. All right,
you've still got Slater Gator if you decide to keep him on programming.
That'll be iffy. All right, so let's talk about Eric Rowan and the Big Show.
What's not to love about this?
The fact that the guy was fucking solving a Rubik's Cube at Survivor Series was fucking cool. I was just like, is he gonna like do that right there? Because that would be amazing. And then he just stops, win. I was like, okay, all right. He's focused on something and he changes gears. He's focused. He's just getting in the zone. I got it. And then the fact that they mentioned he's a genius, and then he just doesn't like bullies. He sounds like the kid that got bullied in high school, that developed like a social disorder that doesn't like to talk to people, but hates bullies, and he's big, and he's going to do something about it now. I love the character.
He's been fixed by Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah,
Bray Wyatt fixed him.
He has been cured. The Eater of Worlds releases Eric Rowan. And Luke Harper, of course, but
yeah,
I think
it's
Eric
weird
Rowan,
that he fixed both of them, and
Rowan became good.
Yeah.
Rowan became good, and Harper is just like, fuck this, I'm still gonna be bad because I love it. I got a championship because I'm still bad, alright? So fuck you, Bray.
But, dude, Eric Rowan, wow. That man has got... He was the star of the closer of Raw. I mean, because the former members of Team Cena getting just pummeled.
What I think is great, though, I mean, it's great, and I think it could backfire a little bit, that they put the two of them in a steel steps match. Him and Big Show. It sounds like it's just going to be a hardcore match with focus on steel steps, which they're big guys, so that's really the only thing you can think of that can knock the other one down. You hit him with a chair, okay. One chair. Okay, I know where you're going with Brock Lesnar. I know that's different. Brock Lesnar's a whole fucking different ballgame. But you know,
you don't think Eric Rowan can generate that kind of power?
He hasn't built up enough of a reputation to think that maybe he's capable of that. He could be. What I'm saying is the steps. It's big weapons. Big guys, big weapons. I think it's like a monster truck derby.
Yeah.
You don't go to a monster truck derby to see little fucking tiny pickups do it. No, you want a big motherfucking truck with big motherfucking wheels.
It's like anytime Big Show's in a ladder match.
You gotta get the big fucking ladder.
You don't...
double stacked.
Dude, that ladder... Oh, Lord.
That thing weighed like what? They said 100 pounds?
Yeah.
If that, or if not, more?
Dude, and he was picking it up, and he was swinging it. But it's got to be big to support his frame.
Oh, yeah. He weighed, what, 400 pounds?
Yeah, I mean, plus. And he's huge.
Absolutely.
And so you put him up on a ladder that far up, you want to make sure that the ladder's going to hold him. So what do? You weld two ladders together.
I thought it was genius. Like, the first time I saw that, I think the first time I saw that was Money in the Bank 2013. No. Yeah. 13?
Nope.
No. 2012.
I saw it before then. Happened summer before the Summer of Punk.
Okay.
2010.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was using it...
Oh, yeah, because Mark Henry was in that match, too, wasn't he? They had the two big men?
I don't remember if Mark Henry was in that match, but I remember Big Show used that one when he unmasked CM Punk, back when Punk was still with the Straight Edge Society, still had the mask on.
Probably one of Punk's greatest storylines, in my opinion, next to Summer Punk and the whole Cena Punk feud. But, yeah, I remember. And, you know, I think big weapons, big guys is going to be a perfect stipulation. I don't think it's going to be a show stealer by any means, because, you know, crowd's not really sold on Big Show. Eric Rowan is still building himself some credibility.
I love that they're throwing Eric Rowan a bone, though, and it's
oh yeah,
it's a big one. I mean, if he picks up the win at freaking TLC, look at the Big Show's record. I mean, love him or hate him, the fact that he's been freaking heel face doesn't matter.
But
Big Show is legitimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the only one who's ever won the ECW, World Heavyweight, and WWE Championships with all three of the brands that they belong to.
Yeah. His first ever professional wrestling match, he won the World Heavyweight Championship in WCW from Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Hulk Hogan, who was, the top guy in wrestling still at the time. The top name. When you said professional wrestling in '95, what was the first name you thought of? Still Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and his first match,
mm-hmm.
Giant beat him. It was awesome. The man's got a very impressive resume. If Eric Rowan is able to keep Big Show down, which storyline-wise, it makes sense
mm-hmm.
for him to be, because Big Show's at the end of his career. It does his career no good to have him beat the relative unknown guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already gotten big wins in his career. He doesn't need anything other than that. But while we're on a Wyatt family, mood, let's talk about Luke Harper and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, I love this.
This is one of the few times we'll actually break our rule about SmackDown spoilers because it doesn't reveal any results for matches. Santino Marella was the GM for the night, and he announced a ladder match between the two of them for the IC title at TLC.
Awesome!
So we now have a TLC match, a tables match, a ladder match, a chairs match, a tag team title match, and a steps match. It's going to be a night of extreme, worse than fucking Extreme Rules, and I love TLC for that.
Yeah. You've not only got a TLC match,
mm-hmm.
where you'll have all three of those, you've got separately a T match, an L match, and a C match.
And an S match.
And you've got the stairs, you've got tag team titles.
The only thing that would make it even more fun is a steel cage match, but I don't think they're not going to waste that much money on hardware just for one pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because they've got the Chamber coming up.
I mean, well, and you've got...
you've already got enough extreme. You got to have something normal to kind of.
Well, when you got to consider you're probably going to have at least one Divas match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be a bathroom break there. It's a 3-hour show. You're going to have another, because those matches can go for a long time.
You're probably going to have a match between Stardust and Goldust and
the New Day.
The New Day.
They've been calling them out on Twitter, I've noticed, which is kind of cool. Kind of interesting.
You're probably going to... I don't know.
They'll throw something in at the last minute like they always do. But
maybe another Fandango match.
It's already what, five match card already, yeah. And this is the most advertised they've had about the card in the last couple months, which is kind of nice. We know what to expect.
I know
awesome.
Going into Night of Champions, we weren't really entirely sure what matches were going to take place. We weren't entirely sure what matches were going to take place going into Survivor Series exactly, because that match card felt light.
Mm-hmm.
Very light.
But they added, 3 matches that night?
Yeah.
2 in the pre-show, and then 1 mid-show.
Mm-hmm.
So, that'll be good. Now, moving forward with the Wyatt family, you also got Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose at a TLC match.
Yeah, oh my god, this is going to be awesome.
I think that will be, of those 3 matches we just mentioned, that will be the best one. Because you got those 2 workers.
Be still my beating heart. Oh, this is going to be great. You've got Crazy versus Crazy. You've got the Eater of Worlds versus the Lunatic Fringe. And the Eater of Worlds
I'm getting chills just thinking
is
about
pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dean destroyed fucking Grandma Sophie's rocking chair or something. He had some sort of attachment to that chair.
Mm-hmm.
And that chair is no longer.
I loved the look on his face. He was like, oh. His eyes got all wide.
His eyes got wide. He got down on his knees and he started going back in, and the referees were trying to hold him off. He said, "I'll kill you."
You think of symbolicism in dark characters like that. You have the urn of Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
That can be looked at as Bray Wyatt's urn, in a manner of speaking. Because he's so attached to that. It's a symbol.
I'd see the lantern maybe more so as his urn.
Well,
but that chair was...
That's his chair.
Yeah.
He's always sitting in that chair. And the fact that it's gone, it's destroyed. It made it personal, and I love it.
I still don't understand the emotional attachment he had to... Well, yeah, it's a chair, but... Dude, I'm sure you can go by...
Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, wherever.
I'm sure you can go by a Lazy Boy, and it will be so much more comfortable.
Trust me, mine is very comfortable.
But yeah, it's awesome. This match is going to be amazing. There's going to be tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh my.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh my.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh my.
Bray Wyatt couldn't get enough of that.
That was oh gosh, it was incredible.
And his promo, by the way, on Monday.
Oh yes.
His promo.
The guy's a god on the mic.
Was spot on, and for once I knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
For once we could understand what Bray Wyatt was fucking saying. Woo!
I think it'll be very, very fun. A very, very fun card.
Oh, absolutely.
With everything on it. There's going to be a few matches that are going to kind of go flat because it's to be expected. But for the most part, it's looking to be a very strong show. Alright, so we're going to take a quick break. Gonna give us a few minutes to kind of get ready for the second half of our show. Leave us some comments. Well, that's what the break's for. Leave us a couple comments. Anything you want us to kind of quick talk about, like a Q&A, whatever. We'll get to it as soon as we get back. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes, and we will be right back. Alright guys, we are back. Question of the today comes from Pilly D Fan. And what are we most excited about TLC storyline wise? This one was a tough one. We actually had to look at this one for a bit.
Yeah.
For me, I think for both of us, we can probably kind of agree together, is Cena versus Rollins, because there's a lot on the line for this match.
Yeah, and there's nothing really on the line for any of the other matches. Yeah, you've got a few titles up for grabs, but mid-card titles. And the most that these are going to do is, prolong a feud, restart a feud, start a new feud. That's the most that those matches are going to do, storyline-wise. With the Cena match, Cena's #1 contendership, which that's been the title for the last few months.
Since Hell in a Cell.
Cena's #1 contendership is on the line as far as Cena can lose it.
It's gone if he loses.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with that, because
the best part is, if he loses, it's like, we know Brock Lesnar's coming back for the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
But who's he gonna face?
Absolutely.
That's the question. So, in my mind, Cena cannot lose this match, because I don't think they should put anybody in that match with Brock Lesnar except for John Cena at this current time. And then, of course, he's not going to be in the Chamber. And then he's going to show up at WrestleMania, because you're not going to have WrestleMania without the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
That is assuming,
Except,
he keeps it.
What if you do put him in the Chamber?
That would be
Brock Lesnar's never been in the Chamber before.
That would be something to add to his accolades.
But we do know that Brock Lesnar is, as Paul Heyman put it last night, or the other night, the authority of the WWE. Why is he the authority? Why do we say that? Because he who holds the belt has all the power. And he who has the power holds the belt. And I wasn't fucking talking about you.
I know. Alright. But I think that's probably what we're most excited about for TLC as far as storylines go. All the matches are going to be great. We're really excited about that. But as far as storylines, absolutely John Cena and Seth Rollins. Now, more on the match card for TLC. We've got Ryback and Kane in a chairs match.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
nervous about this one, because it's a chairs match, which is basically a hardcore match just with chairs.
Yeah, an emphasis on chairs. And
name the last chairs match that's ever gotten a 4-star rating or higher.
Has one?
Exactly. So it's not looking great for these guys. I think they can still pull off a decent match, make you care about the two people, and that's what it's all about. As far as being a show stealer, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the last good chairs match I've seen, Cena versus Wade Barrett.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that one too. And that was. It didn't deliver like
decent
it could.
At best.
Exactly.
I mean, it was sort of a nice way to close out that feud, which had been going on for far too long. And saw many twists and turns, and John Cena fired and partying in the parking lot with the rest of the WWE universe, and still he gets fired and he still gets more airtime than anyone else did.
He had the gold. Kind of.
No, he didn't.
He's had the gold more than anybody else.
He got fired and he was still WWE's golden boy.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things where you're like,
really?
Storyline-wise, if you're gonna fire him,
please.
He got more airtime than Randy Orton or The Miz, which they were fighting over the fucking WWE Championship. Which, by the way, their TLC match at that year's TLC belonged in the middle of the card where it was placed, even though it was for the championship. It was very lackluster.
Yeah. Well, it's The Miz. Can you expect a 5-star match out of The Miz?
You can.
The only 5-star match that I can think of, or even close to 5 stars, involving The Miz, was John Cena at WrestleMania, and that's only because The Rock got involved.
I don't know. Triple threat steel cage match
Miz and John Morrison after John Cena's belt.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's also a cage match. A cage match is gonna be higher rating just because it's a cage match.
And it's a triple threat cage title match with John Morrison, who, by the way,
Spot Monkey
was Kofi Kingston before Kofi Kingston was Kofi Kingston. Yeah. He totally pulled off most of the Royal Rumble.
I actually was watching a Rumble last night, and it was the one where he gets knocked off and he grabs it and just goes up and then jumps to the stairs. He's like, yeah, that was cool, but Kofi went from the ramp to the freaking apron, or the barricade to the apron, so he outdid you there, but that was still cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it set the precedent for, hey, let's get some of these guys that are really good jumpers. Let's get some of those guys some great spots. My favorite, though, was Kofi Kingston
and the chair.
At WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this year's WrestleMania. Oh, gosh. That
getting caught by Big E and getting put back in. That was some nice teamwork there.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forget about that. Alright, yeah, that was actually kind of cool. But no, moving on, Cena and Rollins. We talked about this a second ago, but we're going to dive into it a little bit more. John Cena's number one contendership, of course, on the line.
Yeah.
If he loses, he no longer has a right to go after the belt.
It's
interesting. I mean, it's obvious that Cena's going to win now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
just like it was obvious that Team Cena was going to win at Survivor Series once all their jobs were on the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's predictable, but it's going to make it exciting if you're not one of those people. If you're one of those people that's like, okay, it's a show, but, they don't read the dirt sheets or they don't listen to stuff like this. Mm-hmm. It's great. Because, like, okay, we really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, people like us that read the spoilers, read the dirt sheets, we know that Brock Lesnar's Cena has been advertised with Rumble, Cena wins, LOL.
Yeah. Well, even without knowing that, it just doesn't make sense storyline-wise to give the number one contendership to the guy who also holds the Money in the Bank.
Well, they didn't actually say that he was the one that was going to be number one contender.
Well, that's true, but it sort of feels implied with it. But yeah, by the way, I loved John Cena's reaction when Michael Cole said, if you lose, you will no longer be the number one contender. He turns around, the fuck?
What the fuck? He didn't even say it, but he was
no.
He went.
If you could read lips, that's what he fucking said.
I don't think he actually said. I don't think he actually mouthed the word fuck, but he was about to, and he caught himself. He was I don't think he actually knew about it. Honestly, because
I think
that was a real reaction. At least it looked like. Or he's a damn good actor.
Yeah, he's got to be either a better actor than I give him credit for, which.
I saw the Marine. I saw 12 rounds.
It's possible, but at the same time, it's John Cena we're talking about. Or, like you said, he wasn't told about the stipulation beforehand.
And see, I think that makes for better TV. You don't tell him something, and then get a real reaction.
Yeah, that if you want a big surprise, you tell one person, and then you don't tell the other. That way, they can deliver it, and they're like, roll with it. Which, by the way, that makes them the best improvisational actors in the world.
While we're talking about improv, we'll just say that. I'm a big fan of How I Met Your Mother. One of my favorite episodes is the one where Marshall's dad dies. I know it sounds horrible. Your favorite episode is when he dies. Whatever. This is why it's my favorite. Right before Lily tells Marshall the news. Apparently, in the script it wrote, Lily delivers news to Marshall. Marshall's actor, I can't remember his name.
Jason Segel.
He was under the impression, okay, Lily's going to tell me that she's pregnant. And so he was all happy. And then she's like, he didn't make it. And all of that reaction was absolutely 100% shot in one take, completely real. And I thought it was outstanding. I'm getting chills talking about it. That makes for the best acting.
Yeah, I mean,
real reactions.
If you want to see how good your actors are,
don't let them prepare for
surprise
something.
them.
Exactly.
That's.
And if you want to make us have a lot to talk about, surprise us. Sadly, this next topic isn't surprising at all because Brock Lesnar, once again, will not be defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at TLC.
But at least we've gotten an explanation for it this time. And finally we got an explanation. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But we got an explanation for it. I mean...
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a special attraction. You don't want to wear him out, but he is still the champion.
Yeah. And
the champion.
The fact that Heyman started trying to re-emphasize defending.
No. How many title defenses have you had since you won it? One. And you won that match via what? Disqualification.
Yeah.
You didn't win that fucking match. You didn't lose the match. Well, you lost them. No, he won the match via disqualification. But you didn't beat John Cena. Seth Rollins beat John Cena. You didn't defend the belt properly. You haven't defended the belt once. Except for that one time since you've had it. WWE, get your shit together. Fuck.
He hasn't defended it since 9 champions, and that needs to change. It will change soon. But
if anybody ever says
they got us all excited about because they released that, hey, we signed a new deal with Brock Lesnar, allowing him to appear at more dates.
That was bullshit.
And I was like, awesome! And so far, we've seen no deal with Brock Lesnar with him appearing at more dates.
we're just gonna give you the belt and then you can just go on vacation. No, fuck you. He's the fucking champion. Act like the fucking champion. Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus defended their titles combined total more in a shorter period of time than Brock Lesnar did. If at the end of his title reign they said, what a successful title reign that is cut short, fuck you. No. Because at that time it will have been 3 title defenses, maybe 4, depending on if they put him in the chamber. They'll have the one that happened at Night of Champions, the one that's happening at the Rumble, the one that's happening at Mania, and possibly the one in Elimination Chamber. 3 title defenses in a 6-month period is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
The title should be defended every month's pay-per-view. I don't give a fuck who you are. The Rock came back, won the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble, defended the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, defended the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. 3 title matches, 3 pay-per-views, all in a row.
And that
he was a part-timer.
Yeah, that works.
And he showed up on Raw.
And see, thing is, and he didn't show up every Raw, but he was talked about every Raw.
It was enough. There's been times, if you had never watched the show before, you would think that the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title were the big titles. You would not know. Wait, there's a WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Well, who holds it? Next week, you watch. So, who's this WWE World Heavyweight Champion we keep talking about? Brock Lesnar. Who is he? I haven't seen him. It's not going to help your product, WWE.
Yeah.
McMahon keeps talking about making your product better, investing in your product. Invest a little fucking money in Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Pay the motherfucker so that he can show up to dates, so that he can defend his title like every fucking champion should.
See, now, and I understand at a certain level they're trying to get back to where they were at, where the big title is defended on the big stages.
That makes sense.
Sort of. That made sense back when you only had 4 pay-per-views a year. When you only have 4 pay-per-views a year, then it makes sense to only have the title defended 4 times a year.
I thought you meant on the big pay-per-view. I was thinking at every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think every title needs to be defended at least once a month. Yeah. Whether it's on a pay-per-view or not.
I agree. But
the big one
back in the day when there were only 4 pay-per-views, it made sense for them to only defend the title 4 times a year. Because those were special attractions, and those were the only times that you would actually get to see it. But now we have pay-per-views every month, and we've had for so long a title defense every month. You've spoiled us. And now you're trying to take it away?
Now you're making us sound like selfish little kids, like, I want this shit. I do want this shit. Well, I think it'll make your product better. I'm trying to help you, WWE. I know you bug my apartment or my dorm room. I know you listen to this shit.
You you've called shit. You've put shit into your storyline straight up out of what we've said.
They're gonna have a title, or they're gonna have a tournament for the United States Championship. We don't like that idea, but let's go with the Intercontinental title instead. This guy called that.
Mm-hmm. But seriously, come on, get your shit together. We
missed the championship.
Yeah, it needs to be defended. It's not even that we're spoiled. It's that we got what we deserved. WCW used to have a thing when they had when they were still running. For a while, you would get your title defenses at pay-per-views, and it would be defended at least once a month. But 1 month it would be on like Nitro or Thunder, and on that pay-per-view, you would get a match to see who the number one contender was going to be, and then they would get their championship match at the next pay-per-view, and then you'd have championship matches thrown in there on Nitro and Thunder. That worked. If you're going to do it, at least have the championship defended every other month.
At least.
Yeah. That way number one contendership is still a huge thing, because that's the main event of every other pay-per-view. And it keeps the guys who don't have that opportunity or don't have that gold around their waist, keeps them on the air in a big setting. Well, but you still have the champion, sitting right there, and he's going to be there next month. You are fighting, the guys who don't have the gold around their waist are fighting for a chance to be in the ring with the guy who does the next month.
Well, and also you got your pay-per-views. People are spending $10 a month to see this, $13.99 if you're anywhere else. But you spend your money to watch it. If there's a title match involved, a big title match, don't you think more people are going to want to watch?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say I had to make a choice between buying a pay-per-view or going to buy some junk food. Well, who's on the pay-per-view? Well, let's see, you've got blah, blah, blah. No Brock Lesnar? Nope. I'm going to go buy some junk food then. Next month. Oh, yeah? Oh, now they have... Okay, now I can spend $10 because Brock Lesnar's going to be there. Why not put him there every fucking month?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. At least do something with the title. Make it relevant again. Because it ain't worth shit right now around the waist of Brock Lesnar because he's not fucking there.
It was a nice try. It was a good experiment.
It was a terrible experiment.
Well, no. There was some good thought process going into it.
They just didn't think it through.
But I think they thought it through. But the results were not what you wanted.
They executed poorly.
It was poor execution, bad results. Let's end the experiment. TLC would have been a nice place to end it. Survivor Series would have been a nice place to end it. But
whatever we say, it's not going to really make a difference. We just like to voice our opinion.
Yeah, we need to vent.
All right, let's get on to something fun.
Yeah.
This Monday night on Raw, this coming Monday, we have the Slammy Awards,
hosted by Seth Green, by the way.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's always fun to see Seth.
I remember when Seth Green was on it last time. It was comical.
Who was his partner?
Oh, I want to say it was John Cena.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember who they were facing, but John Cena and Punk, I think, maybe. No, that doesn't sound right. Anyways, go watch it. It's probably on the network somewhere. But we're going to give you our bottom of the mat Slammies. Starting with... let's start with Rookie of the Year. On three?
Yeah, sounds good.
1, 2, 3.
Rusev.
Hands down. I mean, there's no surprise here. Because let's look at the rookie class. You've got Bo Dallas.
Yep.
You can kind of put Xavier Woods in there.
Adam Rose.
As
much as it pains me.
Who else could we put in there?
Paige. Who would be the only legitimate second.
Oh yeah, easy a second.
Yeah, if you weren't going to give it to Rusev,
he's undefeated.
Paige. Yeah,
he's never been beaten in singles action by pinfall or submission.
Yeah,
he's looked very strong. He's the United States champion.
Which, by the way, that needs to end soon, and it needs to end for Rusev's sake.
Yeah, because if you You don't want another Goldberg. 165?
73.
73, sorry. I always get that wrong. 173 wins without a loss, and then he loses, and gimmick's over.
Yeah, it's...
Building him up to this point has been great. Now it's time to start thinking about, okay, let's end this winning streak. He's not going to lose all that momentum. He's going to drop down a couple pegs, but then we can build him right back up.
Especially have it happen, it needs to happen at a pay-per-view. But have it happen like at TLC versus Jack Swagger, which by the way, that
Rumble, even the Rumble against Swagger. I mean, I don't think that they really need to do just one pay-per-view between the two.
Oh no!
Before the belt drops and changes hands.
But
you could do 3. You could do fluky win, first one, rematch, Swagger over, rematch, Swagger over again, end that little feud with the U.S. title, and then he moves on to other things and starts crushing opponents again.
Yeah.
And then maybe they cross paths again. Rusev takes back the title,
or moves on to bigger, better things.
Exactly.
But to have him lose and then come back, like lose via pinfall or submission, which against Swagger it would be submission.
Most likely.
Most likely. I mean, I can't really see.
I can kind of see it a little bit, but
pinfall.
I think submission would be better because that's the only way that Rusev has ever won, so it should be the first way he ever loses.
Yeah,
that would make a much better story, in my opinion.
It would absolutely be the better story. So we need to have that happen. We need to see him lose, because if you hold on to it for too long, we're going to be in WrestleMania. Who's he going to be facing in WrestleMania? It's probably going to be a guy like John Cena. The Rock's name's been tossed around for him.
I don't see John Cena. Maybe. I mean, I think Cena would be. It'd be beneficial to somebody else, somebody who's not quite as new, because they're most likely not going to let Cena win or lose at Mania. It very rarely happens. His 3 Mania losses have been to The Miz because of The Rock, and to Randy Orton in a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Those are his only 3 WrestleMania losses. So, I mean, to tarnish that for the Golden Boy, that's not going to happen because that's how the WWE is.
Except a loss for him, even at WrestleMania, isn't going to really tarnish John Cena's record. John Cena's records, I'm sorry.
Well, no, but you got to think of how the WWE is going to look at it anyway.
I understand, but John Cena's record, it's going to stand on its own, regardless. It will stand up to the test of time. You don't need to protect it that much, because you've been protecting it for the last 10 years.
I don't think Rusev and Cena, though, at least this year's WrestleMania, is as great of an idea. I think maybe Rusev against Dean Ambrose, that would be interesting. There's a lot of options. We've got a while to think about that, though.
But you think about.
I think you're just trying to swing for the fences way too early.
I don't feel like it. I feel like Rusev's already burned his way through the mid card pretty quickly.
Yeah, but you don't want to put him right at the top by being the top guy immediately. I don't see him as the fixed WWE World Heavyweight Champion in any means.
Not the champion, but I see him as
maybe
what's the best way to establish himself as main event state.
He's foreign. He's Russian. They're not. WWE's not going to let that happen either. But
why not?
Because
they did with not Kozlov.
That was a long time ago, though. I know who you're talking about, but that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but it's worked. It's worked in the past before. I mean, hell, Sheamus is foreign. Wade Barrett's foreign.
Okay, but also look at which country Rusev comes from. A country that the United States does not get along with in any means. They've already been protecting him enough. I don't think at this year's WrestleMania, I think it's too soon. Being a year in the company and beating the top guy already, I think it's too early for that.
I'm just saying, all the dirt sheets are saying that he's been penciled in with either Cena or The Rock.
I could see maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Well,
and the fact that The Rock might be penciled in with Triple H.
I see Triple H and Sting. That's what I'm. I
I see that one too, but
in Santa Clara, you gotta have, because Sting's gotta have a marquee match at Mania. Triple H is gonna be it. The Rock, maybe in action then, maybe not. We'll see how it works. Anyways, moving on. We'll go with match of the year. Whew. I'll go first because yours is a little bit better than mine. I'll admit that. 2 out of 3 falls between the Usos and the Wyatt family back at, I want to say it was SummerSlam?
Yep, SummerSlam.
Great match. First 2 falls were quick, but that's typical in 2 out of 3 falls match.
Wait. Was that SummerSlam?
It might have been before that. I don't remember.
Battleground.
That sounds about right. Either way, I think it was a solid match, and a tag team match as match of the year is pretty good. A couple of my honorable mentions would have been like Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, great match. His Cesaro and Ziggler, 2 out of 3 falls, which we can talk about that real quick. That was a hell of a match.
Yeah. I mean, whew. 2 out of 3 falls. And Ziggler won it in 2, after being dominated for both of those falls.
Yeah, the first one was a roll-up, but hey, you gotta take what you can in a match like that.
Yeah, and everyone's expecting, alright, now Cesaro's got a fire lit underneath him because Ziggler picked up a sort of a cheap win for the first one, and so everyone's expecting Cesaro to get the pinfall. And we see preludes of fucking what we saw later on at Survivor Series from Ziggler. No matter what you do to Ziggler, that shoulder comes off the mat at 2.5.
Alright, so Backstab of the Year is our next one.
Again, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins. That was like the most shocking one. I mean, there's really not much you can put in there for this one either.
No, there's...
But that's easily Backstab of the Year.
I mean, Nikki to Brie.
Nikki to Brie.
I mean, that was pretty shocking, actually.
Yeah.
But that match was...
Well, see, that one people kind of saw coming because it was in dirt sheets. When it happened was kind of, oh, well, that's happening tonight? Okay. But,
no one was expecting it to happen right then, and not the way it happened.
And especially because they had just beaten Evolution in a clean sweep.
Yeah.
And then, boom, no more Shield because Rollins sold out. Oh my gosh. I watched that, I was like, why? This is going to be great, but why? Why now?
And then
it could have happened.
But you look at what happened to all 3 of those members.
Yeah, they all became huge single stars.
Yeah, you've got Roman Reigns, who was well on his way to main event mainstay.
That would be a good match for Rusev. Rusev and Reigns. It's 2 guys trying to prove each other, prove who's the most dominant. That would be perfect. But we all know probably Reigns is going to be facing Brock Lesnar. That's what the rumors have been for about 6 months. That Reigns is winning the Rumble and they're going to take the belt from Lesnar.
Yeah.
Will it happen? Who knows? We will get. We've still got plenty of time for that to unfold.
It's looking amazing. You've got Dean Ambrose, who's main evented freaking Hell in a Cell. It
didn't go on last.
Dean Ambrose at Hell in a Cell?
It wasn't the last match.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Shit, Yeah, that's right. Fuck, I'm backwards. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Never mind.
Dean Ambrose.
Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and go on a quick tangent. Event. There's no such fucking thing. The main event is the last match. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, which is one reason why a certain superstar we'll talk about later on was so pissed off about the situation with WWE. But yeah, you've got Seth Rollins, who again main evented Hell in a Cell and then headlined Survivor Series as the captain of Team Authority.
Yeah, that backstab was probably the best thing to ever happen to his career.
Yeah, it really was.
It was horrible at the time. We're thinking, oh my god, why? But it turned out to be great.
Yeah, it was the best thing to happen to Roman Reigns' career.
Oh yeah.
and to Dean
Even
Ambrose's
though he kind of
career.
sort of dropped the, okay, fuck Rollins, I'll just go do my own thing. You know,
Yeah.
but we're going to see that eventually, I know it. Because you can only ignore it for so long.
Well, we were about to see it, and then injury took place.
Right. Oh my god, moment of the year.
Well, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
There were a few honorable mentions in there. Like the fact that Daniel Bryan won 2 matches at WrestleMania and the World Heavyweight Championship after being kept down for so long. But in that match, the freaking RKO bomb.
Oh my god.
That's an honorable mention. There's so many honorable mentions.
I'll give a quick honorable mention that I know you're not going to mention. Dean Ambrose at Money in the Bank, that superplex off the big ladder.
Yeah.
He broke his fucking neck, I was sure.
Oh, we were all.
Oh my god.
But mine also happened at this year's WrestleMania.
It's not really a shock either. I mean, it is a shock, but it's not a shock that you picked this.
And mine was the undefeated WrestleMania streak of The Undertaker coming to an end. That is an oh my god moment. And you rarely get an oh my god moment that is just speechless. A 3 count.
And it leaves people speechless too. Most people are like, oh my god! We were like...
The crowd's usually for something like that, for like something that historic, something that important, something that huge. They are on their feet. Which
After
they
that,
were, but they were silent.
After that match, it was so quiet in the Silver Superdome.
Okay,
I almost
Hogan.
pulled the Hulk Hogan. It was so quiet in that Superdome, you could literally almost hear a pin drop.
Dude,
that 3 count hit, and the two of us were like, what the fuck?
No, that can't be.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, Brock Lesnar. And we were like, oh my fucking god, it's over. Oh my god, it's over. You know?
Lesnar's face said it all. Because
Paul Heyman said it all. Oh my god, you did it, Brock, you did it. I was like, there's no fucking way this is real.
The crowd reactions that the camera found were perfect.
Shocked Undertaker guy.
But Paul Heyman got in there. Paul Heyman was telling them, okay, yes, you really did it. But Brock...
I didn't believe it.
Brock, as soon as the hand slapped the mat for the 3rd time, Brock Lesnar sat up, started looking around. He was like, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Like, that really happened. Someone pinched me. I'm Brock Lesnar, former UFC World Heavyweight Champion, and this is the biggest moment of my entire life. When I go home, I fuck Sable. And this is bigger than that. Maybe not, but still.
No, I will agree. Like, it was the crowning achievement in Brock Lesnar's career.
Yeah.
It made people forget about that botched, what the fuck is it called? Shooting Star Press at WrestleMania 22.
Oh.
20 something.
19.
Really?
Yeah, 19.
Damn.
WrestleMania 20 was when he left the company the first time.
That's right. But yeah, it was so shocking. Mine is not quite as shocking, but it was shocking. It was more shocking in a way because it was funny. It happened this past Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. We're watching, and it was great. And I'm kind of disappointed that our stream got cut because we were watching. The stream got cut like 5-10 minutes before this happened. I'm on my phone trying to update the chat because they're still in the chat room. I don't have internet on my computer, but I'm still working on my phone. I'm trying to tell everybody, freaking Sting's music hits, and we fucking flip out. You gotta think, we are 2 guys who grew up watching Sting. We grew up watching WCW, WWE, Monday Night Wars. And he fucking shows up. We literally probably almost lost our voices because we were screaming so loud. It was amazing.
Insane.
It was like, oh my fucking god, it's fucking Sting. Are you serious?
Finally.
That was probably the biggest shock of the night for sure. Probably the biggest shock of this half of the year. So one of those two, in my opinion, will win Oh My God Moment of the Year if they're both on the ballot. I'm sure they will be.
The Undertakers might have an edge out.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Simply because that was the biggest thing going at the biggest stage for the company.
Well, if they have Oh My God Moment of the Year and Shocker of the Year as two different categories, Takers will win Shocker of the Year. Oh My God Moment of the Year probably go to like something that's like in-ring stuff. Like maybe Dean Ambrose.
The RKO Bomb.
The RKO Bomb. Ambrose's
Superplex.
Absolutely.
And Sting's will be a close second for a Shocker of the Year.
Now we come to the most prestigious Slammy in the WWE, Superstar of the Year. I will go ahead and go first and say Seth Rollins because, he won Money in the Bank. He was the leader of Team Authority. They've been hyping this kid so much. He's been like the focus of almost anything.
Kid.
If John, he seems like a kid because he's only been with the company a handful of years.
He's older than we are.
I don't give a fuck. You see, when you look at him compared to John Cena, he's a kid.
Yeah.
But, knowing the WWE Universe, they'll pick John Cena. But
I don't think so.
It depends on who votes. And if they fabricate the results. I would give it to Seth Rollins, though, hands down.
I don't know. I like Rollins. Rollins had a standout year. I mean, but there's one guy who, the last half of the year has belonged to Seth Rollins, and the end of the summer definitely belonged to Brock Lesnar. And the stretch between WrestleMania and SummerSlam belonged to Paul Heyman.
If anybody gives Brock Lesnar Superstar of the Year, I'm going to shoot myself.
Yeah.
He hasn't done shit. Case in point.
21-1 only gets you so far as Superstar of the Year.
And you won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but did you defend it?
But there was one guy who got the biggest crowd reactions, and still does, as...
Even if he's on the shelf and coming back for one night
alone. 2 nights.
Well.
As the first guest GM after Survivor Series, he got an amazing reaction. I am, of course, referring to Daniel Bryan. The first half of the year belonged solely to this man.
The Yes Movement was probably the greatest thing I'd ever seen, as far as sticking it to the Authority.
Yeah, it was... They had been keeping him down for so long. They packed the ring. They did it right.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
They did everything right with him until he got injured. And they still tried to keep the belt on him after he was injured.
But they didn't know how long he was going to be out.
Yeah.
It was a smart decision to take the belt off.
It was, because if you hadn't and you kept the belt on him, we'd be complaining about Daniel Bryan being inactive for the last...
8 months?
Yeah.
Easy.
8 pay-per-views, as opposed to Brock Lesnar for 3.
Still doesn't make it for Bivable, but...
Yeah.
It was the lesser of two evils, I guess.
You've got to strip him at some point. The fact that you stripped him after 1 month, whereas you didn't strip Brock Lesnar at all, and now the Authority's out of power and no one's really in power to do it.
That makes most sense to me.
Yeah. But yeah, my Superstar of the Year has got to be Daniel Bryan.
If he's on the ballot, he'll win because the WWE Universe is so behind him.
Yeah, he is the most over guy still, and we haven't seen him in the ring competing for
since ages.
Rules. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been that long.
God.
Alright, so we already talked about the topic that's next on our list, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our final topic of the night, our main topic. CM Punk.
Best topic in the world.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you who don't know, CM Punk obviously is not with the company anymore. Everybody should know that. What you don't know might shock you. Everybody was calling CM Punk a quitter, saying he left when the company needed him the most, Turns out, here's the story in abridged version from the mouth of fish food. Based on what I have learned from the podcast that he was on, Art of Wrestling Podcast 226, great podcast, check it out.
It is, and we will preface this by saying there are two sides to every story.
Absolutely.
And the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
Well,
but we will let you just come to your own conclusions about that.
CM Punk, he had all of his stuff leading up to the Royal Rumble. He had a staph infection on his back that the WWE, in his words, refused to take care of. They would look at it, brush it off, say it was nothing.
Prescribed him Z-Pack until he shot himself in the ring.
Worst fucking antibiotic ever. Just saying.
It's.
He goes to a doctor. They say it's MRSA. It's a staph infection. He gets rid of that shit. As he left, right after he left to take some personal time off to recover from all of his injuries, get all that shit cleared up. The WWE suspended him for 2 months. That 2 months ended 2 days after WrestleMania. So there was no way we were going to see CM Punk, even if he wanted to come back at that time, or he couldn't have, no matter what. Couple months after that,
he also had sustained a concussion in the Royal Rumble,
and the concussion test for the WWE is freaking stupid. He was talking about he was texting somebody and listening to music while they were giving him the concussion test and passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Yeah, we want to reevaluate you because we think you have a concussion." What was the fucking point of the test?
Mm-hmm.
His exact words. So
he rolled over to the doctor when he sustained the concussion. He rolled sort of under the rope, and he said, "Doc, I got a concussion." And the doctor just looked at him and said, "What do you want me to do about it?" He said, "I just started laughing, and I said, Doc, you are the most fucking worthless piece of shit I have ever seen in my entire life." And if that little tidbit of the story is true, Doc,
from the doc to the doc,
you need your license fucking revoked. Because that's some fucking bullshit. That's an athlete who just sustained a concussion. I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, been paying attention to anything going on in any sort of sports. I don't know if your bosses have told you about a guy that they don't like to talk about, granted anymore, but by the name of Chris Benoit. But we take concussions very seriously. Wrestlers take concussions very fucking seriously. If a wrestler tells you he's just sustained a concussion and you look at him and you say, "What do you want me to do about it?" and you still got a job the next day, that means your bosses are fucking up. You're sliding. And if you still have a job, if they look into this and they find out it's true, and you still have a license, then whatever state granted you the license to practice medicine is fucking up. Legitimately, if this is true, CM Punk has a legitimate lawsuit, not against WWE necessarily, but against you personally, Doc. If this is true, you're done. And that pisses me off as a medical professional. That is something that should never have happened. And yeah, I'm
either way
that right now.
Okay, let's say it was late in the match and he was supposed to win the match. Yeah, obviously, yes, the show must go on. He's got a concussion. You can change the script a little bit to make sure he doesn't take any more bumps. You can make the match safe. But then they slammed his ass through a fucking table.
Yeah, they were like, "We're going to pull you out of the match." Kane was supposed to do it earlier, or do it at
later.
one point, but they pulled him out of the match early. But how did they pull him out of the match? They slammed him through a table after he had just got a concussion. Which, understandably, the guys in the back writing scripts aren't medical professionals. But again, we take concussions very seriously. You always like to talk about your wellness program and how you like to take care of your superstars. That's not taking care of your superstars.
The WWE has all these little wellness regulations not to protect their superstars, to make themselves look good.
It is.
That needs to change. And I'm hoping that with this interview, if McMahon ever listens to it, it'll open his eyes and maybe he'll realize, you know what? I don't want to lose another tough guy like CM Punk. But let's get back to the story. After his suspension was up, he tried calling somebody. No answer. So he's like, okay, I'll just wait for them to call me. 2 days before his wedding, Triple H calls CM Punk and says, sends him a text like, hey, can you have a minute to talk? He says, you know me, I'd love to talk. I'm getting ready for my wedding right now. I will call you the second I get back from my honeymoon. 2 days later, on his wedding day, he gets his termination papers. So those of you who say CM Punk quit, his ass got fired, so shut up about it. And that has been proven. Mm-hmm. That is true, because McMahon straight up said he was terminated. So you cannot say that he quit, he was fired. So that right there, that is proof.
Which sort of leads me to be like, well, hell, Stephanie straight up called him a quitter on live TV multiple times. Stephanie knew what was going on. What the fuck was going on there?
I think it was probably just for TV.
Well, it probably a way to try and quell the CM Punk chance.
And we know that CM Punk and Triple H don't get along, so obviously CM Punk and Stephanie McMahon ain't gonna get along. But she's married to the guy.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But Vince apologized for it happening on his wedding day.
Oh yeah.
Vince said, and Vince is one of those guys who he may stab you in the back, but he will legitimately say, yeah, I stabbed you in the back. He's not going to lie to you about it. If he slaps you upside the head and you turn around, you ask him, who did that?
It was me, Austin! It was me all along!
He's not going to say, oh, it was him. He's going to tell you straight up, hey, I did it. This is why I did it. But he didn't do it. He said, yeah, we terminated him. It happened on his wedding day. That was not intentional. That was a coincidence. They knew the wedding was going to take place sometime that weekend, but it happened on Friday. Which isn't a big day for weddings usually. If you're gonna have a wedding, that's usually on like a Saturday. So I can sort of see where, but firing him the day before his wedding too is just it's a little bit insensitive.
You should at least call the guy and be like, hey, you know what? We hate to do this. You haven't been showing up. We have to release you. We have to fire you. I think that would have been way better.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be nearly as pissed off about it.
No.
But you fired him on his wedding day. I'd be a little bit upset too.
I don't blame him. I mean,
Vince, I know for a fact, Vince, you've had jobs in the past that you've gotten fired from, right?
Maybe not. He's worked with for his dad the whole time.
Sort of, but I can imagine he maybe had a job as a teenager, maybe outside of the family business.
Possibly.
You've known people, the higher-ups, because Vince, you're not the only higher-up there. The higher-ups that are there at the company, you've all had jobs in the past where maybe it didn't work out. Can you imagine receiving that news on your wedding day?
I'd be a little pissed. A lot pissed.
Yeah, I don't hold grudges, and this guy can tell you from personal experience, I don't hold grudges at all, like, against anyone, for anything, even sometimes when I probably should.
He's a good guy.
But, yeah, I'd be pissed off, and I wouldn't let that one go.
Yeah. But if CM Punk is watching or listening to this, he's probably not. But if he, through the off chance he is, as a CM Punk fan, I don't really like the fact that you're not with the company anymore. That's my personal opinion. However, I am completely okay with it because it is not my decision to make. You are in charge of your own destiny. If you don't want to do it anymore, that is completely your right. Mm-hmm. You do not know anything to the WWE universe.
Rich.
The only thing you owe something to is your wife.
Mhm.
You are now a married man. You need to take care of your wife. You know, you can do that. Writing comics for Marvel, which, by the way, we are very excited for.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not a comic reader. No, I hate reading, but I am really looking forward to reading the new Thor series.
Mhm.
And I will be buying that shit. I will probably frame it after I read it, or probably buy 2 copies so I can frame one and trash the other one. I don't know. But the point is, if you are a true CM Punk fan like we are, you will not be mad at CM Punk because CM Punk does what's best for CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk was not happy anymore. If you're living a life where your job sucks and you hate it, you need to find something else to do.
Absolutely.
I stole your line from last night, but, you know.
Yeah. If it, not even to the point where if you hate it, if you wake up in the morning and your career isn't something you love to do, if you wake up in the morning and your career is something where you wake up and you're like, I don't want to go to work today, don't. Because you need to find a new career. You should be passionate about something that is that defining, that close to you. And if you're not, you need to get out of the business because it's not going to be healthy for you. It's not going to be healthy for the business. It's not healthy for anyone involved. So, CM Punk, you lost your passion for wrestling. As a wrestling fan and as a CM Punk fan, that sucks. But you got out of the business. You did the right thing. Instead of going out there and doing half-hearted matches like so many guys have done, you said, you know what? I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm not passionate about it. Why would I try and do that? You left. I respect that. Mad props.
Absolutely. You know, for anybody who still is going to call CM Punk a quitter, you know what? Put yourself in his position.
Yeah.
If you were getting treated like shit at your job, would you keep fucking doing it? Probably not.
And again, I'll reiterate, there are 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there were so many medical issues that the WWE staff doctor was not looking or was not treating properly. CM Punk, you got enough money. Why didn't you just take one of those road days where you had a day off while you're on the road, stop in at a local physician? Because I know you guys carry your medical records just in case, you know, something happens at a house show, you need to be rushed to the hospital. You guys have your medical records on file. You've got your medical records there with you. That way you can be like, here's the things that have happened. That way they know, oh, well, we can't stick you in an MRI. You've got a 3-inch freaking plate in your leg. Yeah, they know all that shit. So you've got your medical records with you. You could have stopped in at another doctor, got a second opinion, and at least held up some of your schedule. Been like, hey, no, I've got a doctor over here telling me that I need to get this taken care of, who's actually willing to treat it. And maybe you'd have started some change from within the company. I know you.
At the same time, I mean, this is me just kind of making a guess. Maybe there's something in a WWE Superstar contract that says they can't seek medical assistance without the WWE's approval if it's something that they can't take care of. You know, which if that's the case, that's dumb.
That's
its own way.
That is not only dumb, that is entirely illegal. Because you cannot contractually obligate someone to only see one doctor. Because what happens if that doctor's with another patient? What happens if that doctor is in a surgery and you've got another emergency over here?
So throw that theory out there.
Yeah,
because
it's entirely illegal.
Either way, we don't know all the details. We just know what we've been told.
Yeah, every patient is entitled to a second opinion. So,
and we're not taking shots at CM Punk.
Yeah, I'm not taking shots at CM Punk, but there were other routes that could have been taken. But you took the route, and again, you weren't passionate about the business. You got out of it. And I will always respect you.
Absolutely. All right. Final thoughts before we take this show off the air? Looking forward to TLC, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wish that freaking Brock Lesnar was going to be there, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. We can. I think this is going to be. I think TLC is going to be an awesome pay-per-view even without him. I think they've got it jam-packed enough
already
that we're not even going to realize he's gone at the TLC.
I will.
No. Like, it'll be in the back of our minds. We'll have our hands so full of freaking the Steel Steps match. I'm thinking that's going to be a flop. But if you pull it out, if you pull it off, that's got potential to steal the show. Especially if Eric Rowan, emerges as just dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not even dominant, but gutsy.
Yeah, coming away with a gutsy win. It'll be good to see.
Ladders matches, tables matches, chairs matches, and tables, ladders, and chairs matches.
That's a lot of tables, ladders, chairs, and tables, ladders, and chairs. Alright, well, I'm Fish Food.
I'm the Doc.
This has been Super Slam, I guess is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any suggestions for us, you can just leave us an email, bottomofthemat with 2 T's at yahoo.com. Leave us a comment on Twitch. Leave us a message on YouTube. Check us out on our separate Twitch channels. You got BOTM Doc, BOTM Fish Food. We do a lot of different games, some WWE. But we appreciate you guys watching. We will see you guys next week, and then we will see you guys for TLC.
Cool.
We are out of here.